Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Scoreboard Keepers. I am your host, the Ref, and we'll be right back in 30
Ladies
seconds.
and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to the Scoreboard Keepers. You're around here, we don't keep receipts, we keep the score. So if you want to get on the board, make your point. If it makes sense, we'll add it to the board. If it don't, we won't. Scoreboard Keepers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Scoreboard Keepers podcast, where we keep you up to speed on the latest in sports, music, and hot topics. And on the board, you see who made the board today, right? Look who's on the scoreboard. Boobie! Boobie! Ethan Boo Boo Feaster, y'all. Y'all heard it. Ethan Boo Boo Feaster. We're going to add him right to the board. We're going to get him right on the clock right now. And we're going to get this clock started because it should only take 10 minutes, Boobie. If y'all don't know who Boobie Feaster is, you will after this. Let's get the clock rolling. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're diving into LSU's recruiting efforts, particularly their pursuit of Ethan Boobie Feaster, a standout wide receiver from DeSoto High School in Texas, where a lot of talent comes from. A lot of talent comes out of that state, okay? Whether it be in baseball, football, track and field, they have it. Feaster, originally a part of the 2027 recruiting class, reclassified to 2026. And despite the shift, he remains one of the top-ranked players in his class. LSU has emerged as the front runner to secure his commitment. Thanks to his Louisiana roots and a strong connection with the program, Feaster has been a frequent visitor to Baton Rouge, expressing admiration for LSU's culture and supportive environment, which is very important to a young man and to his parents. I know his parents have to be very proud, and his family, because you want to make sure that when you send your child, cousin, nephew, whoever, brother, sister away, you want to make sure that they're going to be in a solidified situation, a very solidified situation. You want to make sure them kids are going to be taken care of when they leave from home, because make no mistake about it, they are still children. His high school stats are nothing short of impressive, with 57 receptions for 824 yards and 13 touchdowns last season. Boy, you was balling. You was balling. I see you. I see you, Boobie. While other schools like USC, Texas A&M, and Alabama are also in the mix, LSU's efforts seem to be paying off. Listen, I'm going to tell you right the hell now. LSU going to fight the hell out of Alabama, because for years, Alabama been getting all the blue chippers. For years. So I know LSU going to put their best foot forward when it comes to this. It's time to make a change in that SEC. They trying to make a shift out there. You know what I mean? And guess what? Boobie has caught the attention of the Scoreboard Keepers. That's why he's on the board. And the clock is rolling. The Tigers' 2026 recruiting class is already shaping up to be one of the best, currently ranked number 1 in the SEC and number 3 nationally. I told you they was on the job. They got the number 1 recruiting class in the SEC and number 3 nationally. I would like to see who's 2 and who's 1. I would love to see that. Adding Feaster to their roster would further solidify their position as a powerhouse in college football recruiting. And like I said, you need to solidify the situation, because when somebody sends their child away with you, you are now in custody of that child to make sure they're protected, fed, you know what I mean, and anything else they need. You got to meet their needs. Nobody's just sending you their kids for nothing. You understand what I'm saying? We got to make sure the situation is right down there. I'm big on that right now. I'm a big stickler on that right now. Just can't send your kids anywhere with anybody. You understand what I'm saying? Your kids, man, you can't just send them anywhere. You got to make sure the situation is right. Feaster's decision to reclassify and accelerate his timeline has added urgency to the recruitment process. LSU's coaching staff, deeply rooted in Louisiana culture, has made a lasting impression on Feaster, whose values, stability, and sense of community. Wow. And that's what I'm talking about. Ethics, man. You got people down there with some integrity, and that's what I'm talking about. With official visits lined up for the summer, including a return to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, LSU is in a strong position to land the elite wide receiver. That's the latest, ladies and gentlemen, on this recruiting of Ethan Boobie Feaster. Okay, I'm just saying right now, for a kid that's in his position, coming out of high school, you know what I mean? And I mean, listen, the one thing he must have is he must have the utmost confidence. Somebody has instilled confidence in this kid for him to reclassify himself. Okay, he's saying, listen, not later. I'm ready right now. And let me tell you something. When you get a nickname like Boobie, because I know a couple of Boobies, right? If you get a nickname Boobie, you know what I'm saying? You somebody, okay? They don't just, listen, you don't just get nicknames like that for no reason at all. You understand what I'm saying? We got to give them to you. So you earn Boobie somehow, some way. I don't even want to know, okay? But somehow, some way you earn that damn name, and I'm sure it's a magnificent story behind that. You understand what I'm saying? But most people never know. They just know you as Boobie, and that's what it is. Okay? I know a lot of names we done gave people. You know what I'm saying? You got people out here trying to name themselves. No. We give you the names, okay? We give you the names. A lot of podcasts, a lot of reporters, a lot of commentators, they make the mistake in doing that. I've seen it done in the NBA. They wait until a person gets in their 30s to try to reclassify them with the names. No, hell no. You get that name by your family and your peers, and it's earned. You can't, because we don't go by what they call you on TV. Okay? On TV, they're probably going to be saying Ethan. Okay? We're going to be saying, hell no, that's Boobie right there. That's Boobie running down there. You know what I mean? All your family, they go Boobie. They're not going to be calling you what the commentators are calling you. You know what I mean? But we see people going off the rails with that, and they give people these names that some of them undeservingly. Some of them don't even deserve the damn name. You understand what I'm saying? I got one too, but I ain't going to tell you it right now. You understand what I'm saying? But I got one. You know what I mean? And you would totally understand how I got it if you knew me. You know what I mean? You would totally understand it. But when it comes to those names, that means there's something special going on. And I'm saying if LSU is setting things up, they saying that he has deep roots down there in Louisiana already. So it's a family-oriented situation. And everybody loves the food down in New Orleans. You understand what I'm saying? Like, who doesn't go to New Orleans? You know what I mean? They hold the Super Bowl down there. You got Bourbon Street down there. And I actually played down there. You know what I mean? That's none of your business. But you know what I'm saying? I did a little something down there too. But I've been down there before, and it's a great city. You know, there's LSU. I mean, what more can you ask for, man? It's one of the greatest college atmospheres in all of college football. You know what I mean? There's great people, great food, great things to do in the city. It's a large state. You know what I mean? And hey, there's no telling what can come out of that. You go down there, you get your education, and you rub elbows with people who are somebody that's somebody. You never know what connections you can make outside of the game of football, okay? Because make no mistake about it, you're down there to get educated also. It's not we're just walking on the field and playing sports. We want to get an education. We want generational wealth. You understand what I'm saying? That's very important to a young man like this, man. To a young man like this, it's listen. It's about generational wealth, man. Making sure your family's going to be okay. Okay? Make sure mom, grandmoms, sisters, aunties, and everybody's going to be okay. They're going to make sure you're okay. Okay. You got to make sure they're going to be okay. You know what I mean? And it's nothing wrong with asking for little guarantees down there. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot going on in college football right now. I always question how they handle college athletics when I was coming up. I always questioned it because, like I said, you got people out there that could be, if they weren't in school, they would be out here working 9 to 5s. They'd be working 9 to 5s, man. You know what I mean? They'd be out here working a regular job. So if everybody that you're playing for and that you're under is getting paid, why not you? You understand what I'm saying? There's ticket sales at the door. I mean, listen, people are not dumb. They understand business. So a lot of tickets coming into a lot of ticket sales coming into that stadium. There's a lot. You turn around, you look. There's ESPN. There's CNN. There's ABC, CBS, NBC. Like, you understand what I'm saying? They're not there for nothing. You understand what I'm saying? They didn't come there for free. You know what I mean? Like, they're there because it's business. You know what I mean? Like, let's keep it all real. It's business at the end of the day. So we can't ignore that, and we have to be conscious of that. And like I said, when you go down there, you got to know what, for your child. You got to know what they're laying out for your child to make sure that child's going to be successful. Make sure they're going to give him the best opportunities to succeed, and to make sure he gets educated. And you want to just make sure that your child's going to be okay, because like I said, there are no guarantees in this world, but you just want to put them in the best situation where they can be the best person that they can be. You want Boobie to come back, ladies, see, I told you it was only going to take 10 minutes, Boobie. Yo, Boobie, I told you it was only going to take 10 minutes. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this 10 minutes of, of this episode on LSU and them recruiting Boobie, man. Like, Boobie, I wish you the best of luck, man. I mean, you seem like a great young kid. I wish you the best wherever you go, because it's not officially in stone yet. They're just saying that LSU is the front runners. Wherever you go, I wish you the best, nothing but the best. You know what I'm saying? And whoever gets him, I just want to say this is definitely what you're going to be. Because that boy is a certified baller. You understand what I'm saying to you? So listen, ladies and gentlemen, what I need y'all to do is I need y'all to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Share it all around, okay? It's can you do that for me, for the ref, please? Or I will throw a flag on you, okay? Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I look forward to seeing you guys here, and leave your comments down below. Any LSU fans out there, college football fans in general, tell me what you think about this recruit and this wide receiver, Ethan Boobie Feaster, coming out of DeSoto, Texas. Like, let me know how you feel. And before we go, the most important thing is we want to give all honor, glory, and praise to the Most High God, not any God, but the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because that's who we serve. Ladies and gentlemen, until the next time we see you, God bless and skol.